Once upon a time, in a land filled with laughter and sunshine, there lived a young boy named Teo. Teo had a peculiar secret. His left hand wasn't just any hand. It was a helping hand. This made his hand magical, endowing it with a warm glow and an insatiable desire to lend a hand to anyone in need. Whenever Teo walked through the bustling marketplace, his helping hand would gently nudge items back onto shelves if they toppled over. It would also leave coins in the donation boxes, making sure they were always full. However, later that night, while Teo was fast asleep, his helping hand began to glow faintly. Staring at his reflection, he cried out, "Why is my helping hand turning into a star?" And a brilliant white light enveloped him. Teo squeezed his eyes shut, bracing for the change. And wherever he went, his stardust touched people's lives in extraordinary ways. One day, he met a young farmer whose crops were withering away. Intrigued, Teo approached them and asked what was so interesting. She became prosperous and was respected by everyone in the community. And all because of the magic that Teo had so thoughtfully sprinkled into her hands. He gathered all the people he had helped over the years and shared his story with them. Every act of kindness and every helping hand that reached out to make the world a better place. Also, don't forget to show your support. And hey, if you like this story, check out this other one, which is pretty awesome too. Thanks for watching. Take care and see you next time. At first, they were surprised, but then they began to understand that Teo's helping hand still lived on in their acts of kindness. Inspired, they vowed to continue spreading happiness and generosity, making sure that the spirit of helping hands would continue to shine brightly in their world. "She sews the most incredible quilts," a child exclaimed, "and each stitch is infused with magic, bringing warmth and comfort to those who own them." Teo's eyes twinkled with an idea. He discreetly sprinkled some stardust into the woman's hands. She gasped, sensing the magic, and from that moment on, her quilts became legendary, radiating warmth and joy to all who experienced them. With a wave of his magic, Teo brought forth gentle rain and nourished the land, causing the crops to flourish once again. He also encountered a village plagued by darkness, and with a sprinkle of stardust, he chased away the shadows, filling their homes with light and laughter. But when he opened them again, he gasped. His helping hand was gone. Eventually, his supply started to dwindle. Worried, he confided in the wise owl, who listened patiently to his concerns. "Don't worry, young hero," the owl finally spoke. "Your helping hand may be gone, but its spirit lives on in every act of kindness you've inspired. You've taught people the true meaning of helping others, and that's a legacy that will continue to shine brightly." Reassured by these words, Teo continued spreading kindness and magic wherever he could find it. Instead, a tiny star twinkled in its place, radiating warmth and light. And as the star continued to glow, a wave of stardust surged through his body, granting him powers he'd never imagined. With a newfound strength and a heart brimming with determination, Teo knew his journey was just beginning. Just then, a wise voice echoed in his head. "Teo, your helping hand is not turning into a star. It is becoming one." Puzzled, Teo turned around, but no one was there. "Who said that?" he called out. Again, the wise voice spoke. "It is I, the shooting star spirit, and I have come to fulfill your helping hand's greatest wish." Teo's mind raced. What could his helping hand possibly wish for? Then he realized, oh, my helping hand wishes to do even more good, to help even more people. The shooting star spirit nodded, confirming this. So you wish to continue helping others, even if it means your helping hand must become a star? Teo hesitated. He didn't want to lose his helping hand, but he knew his hand's purpose was greater than itself. Taking a deep breath, he nodded bravely. Yes, he whispered, let my helping hand become a star. At first, he didn't notice, but then it started to get brighter and brighter until his entire room was filled with a magical light. Confused, Teo woke up. His eyes widened as he saw that his helping hand was now shining brilliantly, radiating warmth and power. And then, right before his eyes, it started to shrink. It grew smaller and smaller until it became just a tiny, glowing ember. And when he saw someone struggling, his hand would reach out and offer a helping nudge, a guiding touch, or even a magical boost to help them carry on. Oh, how it loved to help others. It wasn't because he had to or because he was told to. No, it was because his helping hand had a heart of its own. She had a basket beside her filled with fish that were flopping about. What's wrong? Asked Teo, approaching the girl. I'm trying to feed these fish, she replied with a frown, but I don't have any fish food. They won't eat from my hand, and they're getting weaker. Teo felt a pang of sympathy. He knew his helping hand would love to assist. So he asked, would you like me to take care of that? The girl looked up, surprised. Oh, sure, she said hesitantly. Teo sat down beside her and gently opened his basket. Then, using his helping hand, he sprinkled a bit of stardust into the water. Suddenly, the fish seemed to perk up, swimming closer to the surface. Amused by this trick, the children spent the rest of the day feeding the fish together. And as the sun began to set, they said their goodbyes. You see, when Teo was just a tiny babe, a shooting star zoomed past his window and sprinkled some stardust onto his left hand. But sometimes, oh, how it longed to do more, to make a bigger difference in the world. However, Teo's parents always told him, you have a special gift, Teo. Use it wisely, my son, for it's in the small acts of kindness that true magic lies. So he did. One sunny afternoon, while Teo was playing by the sparkling river with his best friend Luna, he noticed a little girl sitting on a nearby stone. When Teo returned home, he couldn't help but smile. It had been a wonderful day, and his helping hand was happy. In a panic, Teo jumped out of bed and raced to the bathroom. As soon as the words left his mouth, the shooting star spirit approached his hand. From that day on, Teo became known throughout the land as a starlight hero. However, as the years passed, Teo grew older, and with each passing day, he used more and more of his stardust, helping everyone he came across. Then one day, while strolling through a bustling market, he noticed a group of children huddled around an old woman who was selling beautiful hand-sewn quilts. And as word spread about the magical quilts, people from far and wide flocked to the market to buy them. The old woman's life transformed. Many years later, when Teo was very old, he decided it was time to pass on his legacy. And so even though Teo's helping hand was no longer a part of him, its spirit lived on in every twinkle of stardust now. I've got a question for you. Have you ever done something nice for someone else? Tell me about it in the comments below.